Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar, lecturer in Electronics and Communication Engineering, working at Masaptank Polytechnic. We are dealing with analog communication subject. This subject is in third semester for Diploma Electronics and Communication Engineering students in Telangana state. In analog communication, we have totally 6 chapters. We completed 2 chapters, that is Basics of Communication System and Noise. The second chapter is Analog Modulation Techniques. Now we are in third chapter, Transmitters and Receivers. In earlier class, we discussed about AM and FM receivers. And the last topic was FM receiver. In FM receiver, which is same as your AM receiver, except there is a limiter and de-emphasis circuits are employed. Remaining all are same. The purpose of limiter is to overcome the addition of noise in FM signal easily, because in FM the amplitudes of FM signal are maintained constant, and if noise is added, it can easily be detected and can be removed by using a limiter. Here limiter is a clipper circuit made up of diodes and some batteries, and de-emphasis circuit is used to compensate pre-emphasis circuit which was used in transmitter section. In pre-emphasis circuit, the high frequency components are amplified more, whereas in de-emphasis circuit they are attenuated, and remaining all are same. The next topic is Foster-Seeley discriminator. This is one of the famous discriminator used in FM receivers, because in FM receiver there is a circuit called discriminator here. This discriminator is made up of Foster-Seeley discriminator. The purpose of discriminator is to convert FM signal into modulating signal. The demodulator in FM receiver is known as discriminator. It does the conversion from FM signal into baseband signal or modulating signal. In FM, the amplitude of the waves remains constant and modulating signal is used to change the carrier frequency. That is the definition of FM signal. The circuits used to obtain modulating signals from an AM FM wave are termed as discriminator. So that is what the demodulator, which is used to convert FM signal into modulating signal, is known as discriminator. Foster-Seeley discriminator is one of the most frequently used FM demodulator, and it was invented by a scientist called Foster-Seeley. It also sometimes called as phase discriminator or center tuned discriminator. The reason is it identifies the phase changes and converts into amplitudes, and it is tuned to a frequency called carrier frequency or center frequency, hence it is center tuned discriminator. The discriminator circuit converts the frequency deviation of the FM wave into original intelligence signal. That is what FM. It is opposite of your modulation. In FM modulation, the modulating signal when changes, the changes are converted into frequency variations or in the form of frequency deviations, whereas in demodulation of FM, the frequency variations are converted into modulating signal amplitude variations. And this is a circuit diagram which is shown in the picture. So there are many components. Basically it consists of two sections. One is transformer section, other one is diodes detector section. It consists of basically two parts. Yes, I'll take empty screen so that you can understand. Foster-Seeley discriminator. So in case of Foster-Seeley discriminator, it consists of two sections. One is transformer section, second one is diode detector section, right? So Foster's relay comprises two sections. One is transformer, second section is diode detector, and this combination of two sections are known as Foster's relay discriminator, and which converts FM signal into baseband signal or modulating signal, right? So FM signal cannot be converted directly into modulated signal, but they take the help of transformer and also diode detector. So FM signal is converted into baseband signal in two stages. One is initially it converts FM signal into AM signal, and this AM signal can easily be converted into modulated signal with the help of diode detector. You already know the diode detector is a low pass filter or which removes carrier and gets back original message signal with the help of diode detector. Diode detector comprises mainly two important things. One is diode in parallel with a capacitor. Diode removes negative half cycles or other sideband and allows only one sideband, and carrier bypasses carrier frequency. Capacitor bypasses carrier frequency to the ground and allows low frequency signal towards output. In this way the diode detector will work. And here FM signal contains frequency variations. These frequency variations are converted into amplitude variations, and these amplitude variations are converted into baseband signal. In this way the Foster's relay discriminator works. Right? So first we'll see what is the first section. Transformer contains two windings. One is primary winding and secondary winding, and both the windings are tuned to center frequency. That is, the input of transformer is given to FM signal, and depending upon the variations in the frequencies, the output will have amplitude variations. The reason is, when input frequency is more than the center frequency, the amplitude becomes some value. When input frequency is less than the center frequency, some output will be generated. When the input frequency is same as the center frequency, the output becomes 0, because we use a center tapped transformer there. So here the purpose of transformer is to convert FM frequency deviation variations or frequency variations into amplitude variations. So that is the purpose of transformer. How? So there is a frequency called center frequency. In the center frequency is tuned to primary winding as well as secondary winding. So when input frequency is exactly center frequency, output will be same in the upper half of secondary winding of center tap transformer and lower halves of your secondary winding of center tap. Then the output becomes 0. When it is not equal, the sum of the output will be generated in the secondary winding, and we will see the circuit diagram. Right, here there are many components, and here this is your center tap transformer, where the input is given to given with FM signal across primary winding in parallel with a capacitor C1, and the output is connected directly with the help of a capacitor Cp at the center tap of secondary winding, and it is also linked with the mutual induction principle. Right, here there are two capacitors C1 and C2. This C1 and C2 are tuned to center frequency Fc. That means it is something like a tuned circuit. The output will be exactly available at the from input to output when the frequency of the input is same as the tuned frequency of the transformer, otherwise the output will be more or less, right. So the this transformer will have a tuned circuit, tuned frequency called FC, and always the input is varying, the input frequency varies depending upon your FM signal. Okay, in FM there are three cases. One is when there is a message, when there is positive message, when there is negative message. That means this is the, let us suppose I will take the help of your, let us say, empty sheet, so that it becomes easy to explain you. Let us suppose this is your wait, this is first initially 0 message, afterwards some message is coming like this, right. And like this, when message comes, the carrier frequency remains same when there is 0 message, whereas when there is a positive message, the carrier frequency increases like this. When there is a negative message, the carrier frequency decreases like this, and when there is 0 message, the carrier frequency is maintained constant, right. There are three cases. One is case 1, case 2 and case 3. This is first case, this is second case, and this is third case. So case 1 indicates, let us suppose the carrier frequency FC. So the frequency of the FM signal remains as it is in case 1. The frequency of the FM signal goes up or increases by some value, that is FC plus some delta F in case 2, whereas in case 3 the frequency of FM signal goes down or decreases by delta F in case 3. So this is positive message, this is negative message, this is 0 message. So in this way the FM signal simple manner contains frequency variations. For positive messages or positive value of modulated signal, the carrier frequency is increased, whereas for negative message the carrier frequency is decreased. When there is no message, the carrier frequency of the FM signal is maintained constant. So in this way we can explain Foster-Seeley discriminator or FM demodulator for the three cases, right. So that is center frequency for any tuned transformer, but the input of the FM signal is varying continuously depending upon your FM signal. It goes up, goes down, or remains carrier frequency. So this entire portion is known as your converter from FM to AM, FM to AM. It converts FM to AM, and the same signal is converted into baseband signal with the help of diode detectors, right. The same signal is converted into baseband signal with the help of this. So this is your FM to AM converter, this is AM to modulated signal converter, right. So a special transformer, center tap transformer is used. The output the input is available at the output with the help of capacitor, CP, and as well as mutual induction. And when input frequency changes, the phase angle at the output also changes. When phase changes, the output given to, there are two diode detectors. There are two diode detectors. One is upper diode detector and lower. This is one diode detector and this is another diode detector. The reason is because when input is positive, some of the diode detector will take care. The input is negative, some of the diode detector will take care, and it converts into baseband signal. That is why we are using two diode detectors, and as well as the secondary winding is a center tap transformer. Hence for upper half winding we need a diode detector, for lower half winding we need a diode detector, and the outputs from the two diode detectors are combined at R3 and C3 and given to AF circuits, right. So as we know, in FM signal or in frequency modulation, the signal contains three types of frequencies. One is constant as carrier frequency, one is higher than the carrier frequency, and other one is lower than the carrier frequency. Similarly, for explaining the demodulation also, we will take three cases when FM signal is having exactly equal of carrier frequency, and what happens, and when FM signal is having higher value and lower value, what happens, right. And there is one inductor called radio frequency choke. That means it blocks radio frequencies, and it does not allow alternating signals or high frequency signals. Its principle here, the primary and secondary windings are tuned to same center frequency FC. Even though the primary and secondary tuned circuits are tuned the same center frequency, the voltage applied to diode 1, D1, D2 are not constant. As they are tuned to same carrier frequency, the outputs of diode detector 1 and diode not constant, because the FM produces a signal with more different frequencies, hence the output may change depending upon those frequencies. The case 1, when input frequency is equal to center frequency, the individual output voltage of the two diode detectors will be equal, that is VD1 is equal to VD2, and opposite, because upper half winding will be possessing a positive sign whereas lower half winding possessing a negative sign. When those two frequencies are same, they are tuned exactly. That means upper half winding is producing some voltage, and whereas lower half winding is also producing same voltage with negative sign, and which is represented by a phasor diagram also. Here you can look at this phasor diagram, I can explain. So there is a phasor called V1 which is input voltage, and there is a phasor called 0.5 V2, and there is a phasor called 0.5 V2. So this 0.5 V2 is the output voltage across upper half winding, minus 0.5 V2 is the voltage across lower half winding, and output of diode 1 is VD1, which is the combination of input voltage which is developed across RFC directly from primary to secondary via CP, and one more voltage 0.52 which is developed through mutual induction, right. So there are two voltages, one is V1, other one is 0.5 V2. This is because of your RFC, radio frequency choke, via CP, and 0.52 is because of mutual induction in the center tapped upper half winding. As they are equal, the output voltage VD1 is same as VD2 in negative direction. Hence the output is a combination of or sum of the output voltages of diode 1 detector and diode 2 detector, and they are equal, hence the output voltage becomes 0, right. That means when input frequency is same as your center frequency, the Foster-Seeley discriminator produces 0 message. That means there is no change in the FM frequency, hence there is no message. But we know already, when input frequency is greater than center frequency, what happens? Already you know, in FM signal, when frequency modulation is performed, when message is positive, the frequency goes up or frequency increases. Here also, when input frequency is more than the center frequency, that indicates the output might be positive. We will see what happens. When input frequency is higher than center frequency, V2 leads by V1 less than 90 degrees, that is 0.552 will lead V1 by less than 90 degrees. Initially the phase angle between V1 and 0.52 is 90 degrees, whereas it is less than 90, and minus 0.52 will lag behind V1 by more than 90. That means when input frequency is higher than the center frequency, upper of winding will produce less voltage in positive direction, whereas lower of winding will produce more voltage, right? Here VD1 is greater than VD2, the voltage VD1 is greater than VD2, and the output voltage is positive, right? Next, when input frequency is less than center frequency, you will be knowing, as we discussed in frequency modulation, when input frequency is less than the center frequency, that indicates the message might be negative. We'll see what it will indicate. When in the case of input frequency less than Fc, V2 leads V1 by more than 90, and 0.5 V2 that is V2 means secondary winding. Secondary winding is a combination of two voltage. There is 0.52 voltage and minus 0.52 voltage. 0.5 V2 will lead V1 by more than 90, and minus 0.5 V2 will lag by less than 90. That means the VD2 is higher than the VD1, hence it becomes negative. That is difference between VD1 and VD2 becomes negative because VD2 is higher than the VD1. And these are three phasor diagrams. When input frequency is exactly equal, that is indicates resonance. When input frequency is higher than the center frequency, that is above resonance, where capacitive inductance is less than the inductive inductance. Similarly, when below, it is capacitive index is higher than the inductive reactance. And this is output characteristics drawn across output voltage on y-axis and frequency on x-axis. When input frequency is exactly at center frequency, the output voltage becomes 0, whereas input frequency is higher than the center frequency, the output voltage is positive here like this. Whereas the input frequency is, the frequency applied to the transformer is less than the center frequency or resonant frequency, the output voltage goes negative like this. In this way, the Foster-Seeler discriminator generates FM signal, the converted FM signal into modulated signal in two stages with the help of transformer as well as diode detectors. The purpose of transformer is convert the frequency variations into amplitude variations, whereas the diode detector converts the amplitude variations into modulating signal. This completes your third chapter, and there are some advantages and disadvantages of Foster-Seeler discriminator. The Foster-Seeler discriminator is also known as phase discriminator. That means the phase changes between input voltage and output voltage will generate modulated signal, hence it is also called as phase discriminator. It is easier to align than the balanced slope detector, because the earlier detectors are balanced slope detector where you need to adjust the slopes, whereas it is easy in case of phase discriminator. Only two tuned circuits are necessary and both are tuned to same frequency. Here it is a tuned circuit we are using. Here you need to tune at the two sections, one is at the primary and then one is at the secondary winding, and the tuning is done in two stages at the same frequency, hence it is very easy. And linearity is also better. When you look at the output characteristics, the linearity is better. When frequency changes, the output also changes in the same manner. Disadvantages: it does not provide any amplitude limiting. There is no amplitude limitation circuit here. The error distortion is reduced using amplitude limiter. In angle modulation, the timing parameters such as phase, frequency of the carrier signal is modulated according to instantaneous amplitude. These are some disadvantages of your Foster-Seeler discriminator, right? So these are the topics we covered in third chapter, right? So in transmitters and receivers, there are AM transmitters and FM transmitter, AM receivers and FM receivers. So in AM transmitter we discuss low level and high level and SSB transmitter, whereas in FM transmitters we discussed PLL FM transmitter and as well as Armstrong FM transmitter. And in case of receivers, in AM receivers we discussed two receivers, one is TRF receiver and super heterodyne receiver, and in FM receivers we discussed only one receiver, that is Foster-Seeley discriminator, FSD. And in addition to those topics, we discussed some of the basic topics called characteristics of radio receivers like sensitivity, selectivity and fidelity, and whereas need of ABC, choice of IF, and requirement specifications of AM and FM receivers, transmitters, and what is the image frequency, how to reject it, and diode demodulation process, and what is FM receiver basic diagram, right? So these are the topics we covered in transmitters and receivers. We'll revise once again what are the topics. These are the requirements of specifications and requirements of transmitters. After that, specifications. So in any transmitter we need to know the output power and bandwidth. These are the two important parameters for any transmitter. Bandwidth should be less, as well as the power taken by the transmitter should also be less. For AM transmitters you need to know modulation index, whereas FM transmitter you need to know frequency deviation. There are two ways to generate low level, and in low level the modulation is done at lower power levels and amplification is done in the later stages, whereas in high level the modulation is done at later stages, that is at the last stage modulation is done. Before that, amplification will be done in the earlier stages. Low level, high level. In case of low level, for amplification we will use class B amplifier, whereas in high level for amplification we use class C. Block diagram of your low level and high level. So what are the differences between low level and high level? Modulation. Low level modulation is done at low power levels, high power levels. Here modulation is done before, power amplification is done in later. So low level generally used for television transmission, high level is generally used for general purpose. Efficiency is more in case of high level because we use class C. Efficiency less because we use class B. This is SSB transmitter. SSB transmitter is very simple. In SSB transmitter, we generate double sideband suppressed carrier. From that, we will eliminate one of the sidebands. For double sideband suppressed carrier generator, balanced modulator is used. This is your FM transmitter using Armstrong method. Armstrong method is done in two stages. One is the FM signal initially generated as narrowband FM, and which is converted into wideband FM with the help of multipliers and mixers. Narrowband FM is generated indirectly, that is why it is also known as indirect method of FM transmitter. With the help of AM, we will be generating narrowband FM. How? By taking the help of pre-distorter as well as 90 degrees phase shifter. When you integrate, FM can be generated with the help of phase modulation. As we know, in the analog modulation techniques, the time domain equations of FM and PM both are same, except there is an integration for the modulating signal. Hence, when you do not apply any integration for the modulating signal, the PM's generator will generate PM signal, whereas for PM generator, when message signal is integrated and given as the input, the PS signal, the PM generator will be generating FM signal, right? And how PM is generated? For generation of PM, we will be taking help of balanced modulator and 90 degrees phase shifter. When the carrier is shifted by 90 degrees and given to balanced modulator, it generates phase modulation. So in this way, Armstrong method will work. And here for wideband FM generation, multipliers and mixers are used. Multiplier changes both frequency deviation, that is your modulation index, as well as carrier frequency, whereas mixer will change or shift only carrier frequency, does not change any modulation index. Generally the frequency deviation used in FM transmitters is 75 kHz. And PLL method, in case of PLL method, it is a direct method of generation, but with the help of a feedback circuit the stability is achieved. Here the main component or main circuit in PLL method is VCO, voltage controlled oscillator, which generates FM signal depending upon the input message, where VCO is a variable oscillator which generates variations in the carrier frequencies depending upon the variations in the input, but those are not maintained constant. For maintaining constant stability at the output, we will be taking the help of a feedback circuit, where a phase comparator is taken, which is given with a crystal reference frequency as well as the output of VCO via divided by encounter, because FM generates high frequency which is divided by a number called n and generates a low frequency. Those low frequencies compared with center frequency, whenever there is a change which generates according to phase changes, it generates the output voltage. Phase discriminator converts phase variations into amplitude variations. When there is positive difference, it generates positive voltage. When there is negative difference, it generates negative voltage, and this voltage is given as the in addition with the baseband signal, and which is added subtracted based upon the differences between crystal reference oscillator as well as output of divided by n. In this way FM signal is generated with more stability. And in case of receivers, TRF receiver is a combination of many tuned RF amplifiers into it is called tuned radio frequency receiver. In this there are many sections where tuning is done multiple times, and detector is a very important circuit of any receiver which converts modulated signal into modulating signal, and this modulated signal is given via amplifiers to have better output. The amplifiers are two types. One is audio amplifier, which increases voltage level only, whereas power amplifier which increases both power, which is voltage and current. Loudspeaker converts your electrical signal into sound signals. The disadvantage of TRF receiver is we need to tune for the entire range. The bandwidth changes as well as carrier frequency also changes always, and you need a detector such that it converts all the frequencies into. The detector should have a larger range of input frequencies. That is why it is poor selectivity, low sensitivity. So there are less bandwidth variations, right? These are some disadvantages of your TRF receiver. To overcome these disadvantages, super heterodyning receiver is used. In this, the range of detector is less. That means, irrespective of input frequency starting from lowest to highest, the detector will take a constant IF, and which is simple circuit converting a constant IF into modulating signal. The meaning of heterodyning is mixing, whereas super heterodyning is mixing of two high frequency signals and generating a low fixed signal, carrier frequency signal. Here the two high frequency signals are coming from one from RF stage, other from local oscillator. These are mixed in the mixer and generates a low frequency signal. Mixer is a non-linear device which generates both some difference as well as multiples, but we in this circuit only the difference is chosen because we are using super heterodyning process. In super heterodyne receiver, when In TRS receiver, the tuning is done in the RF amplifiers, whereas in super hidden receiver, the tuning is done in the local oscillator in such a way that the desired frequency, when a frequency is desired, the local oscillator is tuned to the desired frequency plus IF value, so that the difference will become a constant value at the mixer. IF amplifier is tune amplifier which amplifies a particular frequency, not all the frequencies. That particular frequency will be generated by only local oscillator. The reason is, even though RF stages output containing many frequencies, but the difference will be exactly equal to that of IF for only a desired station, because the tuning is done in such a way that the desired frequency is added with the local oscillator is tuned to sum of your desired frequency as well as IF. And when you calculate the difference between local oscillator frequency IF and your desired station, the difference will be IF, and IF amplifier will take only IF value and it removes all other, does not pass all other frequencies. In this way, the IF amplifier will generate a fixed modulated signal. Here the purpose of AGC is to have constant output irrespective of input variations, which is also a feedback circuit. Uniform selectivity is the advantage. Uniform sensitivity, no variation in the bandwidth, good fidelity, that means output is exactly same as the input. And usually in many receivers, AM broadcast, FM broadcast, TV receiver, SSB radar, right? IF should not fall in the band of operation, should not be too high, should not be too less. Hence you need to have a optimum value for IF. These are some of the IF values for different applications. For standard AM receiver, its value is 455, whereas standard FM receiver is 10.7 MHz. For television, picture IF is 38.9 MHz and sound IF 33.4 MHz. Sensitivity, these are some properties of your radio receiver. Sensitivity will give you how much, what least weak signal, what is the most weak signal that can be detected by a receiver is defined by sensitivity. Selectivity, what extent the unwanted signals are rejected is defined by selectivity. Fidelity, what is the development or what is the produced signal, whether it is comparable with the input or not comparable with the input, that is defined by fidelity. That is quality of the signal generated at the output of the receiver is defined by fidelity. Image frequency is 1, which is sum of your desired station and double the IF. That means when you are selecting a particular frequency in super rated receiver, selection is done at local oscillator frequency such that the local oscillator frequency is equal to the sum of your desired station and IF. Whereas if at all, if the RF stage generates all the frequencies starting from FS and its combinations, let's suppose a frequency which is entered through RF stage is equal to FS plus 2IF. The difference between local oscillator and FS plus 2IF will also be same as IF. That means the IF amplifier will receive two signals. One is your desired station and other one is its image of desired station. Hence it is called image frequency. So here image frequency formula is FS plus 2IF. How we are rejecting? By using extra tuned circuit. ABC, what is the need of? Because we need a constant output irrespective of input signal, because sometimes antenna will receive good signals and sometimes it receives weak signal. Hence the output also changes depending upon the input variation, because all the gains and values are kept constant in the entire receiver circuits. Hence you need to have a verification of output with respect to input. When input is weak, more amplification will be done. When input is strong, less amplification is done, so that the output will become less constant. This is the process of demodulation. In general, remodulation contains a very important circuit element called diode as well as capacitor. Diode removes negative half cycle, that is one of the sidebands of AM signal, whereas the capacitor allows high frequency signals towards the ground and passes low frequency signal towards the output. In this way, the diode detector is converting modulated signal into modulating signal. We can make use of a capacitor in series with the output, so that the added DC will be removed. Shifting, that is what shifting is done. FM receiver is same as your AM receiver, except your discriminator and the limiter limits the output of FM signal to a constant value, because the fundamental definition of FM gives the amplitude and phase are kept constant. And this is Foster-Seeley discriminator. In Foster-Seeley discriminator, the demodulation is done in two stages. One is the tuned center tapped amplifier, and another is diode detectors. The tuned center tapped transformer converts your FM signal into AM signal, whereas two diode detectors converts your AM signal into modulating signal or baseband signal. And this can be explained in three cases. One is at the resonance, that is both the frequency of input and center frequency are same, the output becomes 0. And above resonance, where one of the diode will generate higher voltage than the other voltage, that is positive. Above resonance means the input frequency is greater than the center frequency. And below resonance, in below resonance, the output frequency is less than the center frequency. That means one of the diode detector will generate higher voltage, that is negative voltage will be higher than the positive voltage, or lower diode detector will generate more voltage than the higher detector. And that is indicated by phase also, phasor diagrams. When phase between your input voltage and secondary voltage changes, the output voltage applied to the diode also changes. At resonance, above resonance, below resonance. This is the output characteristics of your FM Foster-Seeley discriminator, which is linear. When input frequency beyond the resonant frequency, here resonant frequency is same as center frequency, the output also varies linearly like this. When input frequency applied to the Foster-Seeley discriminator is less than the resonant frequency, the output voltage also remains, the output voltage changes linearly in negative direction to a certain extent. And this dotted portion indicates this is the range in which FSD is operated. Beyond this range, FSD will not be operated because linearity deteriorates. Right? And these are some advantages and disadvantages of your Foster-Seeley discriminator. With this, your chapter is completed. And one thing you should remember, bands of your AM and FM. The IF is in the order of band values only, that is, if band of a station, band of an application is in kilohertz, IF will be in kilohertz. If band is in the order of megahertz, the IF will be in the order of megahertz. The AM broadcasting range is in, what is the AM broadcasting range? 550 to 1650 kilohertz. Hence the IF also in kilohertz, whereas IF FM value, FM band is 88 megahertz to 108 megahertz. That means as the band is having megahertz range, the IF also in terms of megahertz. Similarly for picture IF as well as sound IF also in television. with this here transmitters and receivers are completed. Transmitter is an electronic system which converts audible sound waves into electrical signals, amplified and modulated into sent out into free space, whereas receiver is the opposite of your transmitter, which is also an electronic system which receives modulated signal, converts them in out of all modulated signals, select a particular desired signal, converts into modulated signal, amplifies it and produces sound waves, some electrical signal with the help of transducers. Both are electronic systems. So in some system, both transmitter as well as receivers are equipped in a single device like mobile phone and radar, and as well as in satellite also. These three systems contain transmitter as well as receiver in the same system or same location. Those are also called as transceivers. Whereas in television and radio, transmitters and receivers are located with more distance. Okay, so with this I'll stop here, and we'll see fourth chapter in the next class, that is wave propagation. Thank you. Have a nice day.